Hello. Today we'll be discussing healthcare in Brazil and Russia. These are the two topics that were assigned to me for this project. First, we will start with Brazil. What you should know. Brazil's population is quite large, as you can see in the number I have listed. Everyone is offered free healthcare from the national public health system. They do not discriminate based upon race, ethnicity, or religion. Absolutely everyone is covered, even those who are foreign to Brazil, through some form of healthcare insurance or private insurance. Healthcare costs may vary among the region in which they are located. This is due to the social economic status of each resident, even though there is still free healthcare available. It just depends where the clinics are. According to the World Health Organization, almost 70% of the population utilizes this. The remaining population can either afford private health care or are covered under some other form of insurance. There are many flaws to the free healthcare system, though. Free health clinics are only so large. You have long wait times. On the right, I have a picture showing the type of weight that you may have in there. You have lack of resources, whether it comes to prescription drugs, needles, things needed for surgery, or even bandages. When I say inexperienced physicians, I mean they are either new to the field or they haven't been in the field very long, and they may not be the best compared to what you could get with a lot of money. There are very small medical staff due to the fact that the government pays them and they do not make a lot. And there are small facilities. Most of them cannot hold a lot of patients at once, which also adds to the long wait times. Care of the elderly in Brazil ranges widely. 1.9 million of the age 80 and older is the number that they have currently. There are only 500 geriatricians. This averages one geriatrician to every 37,000 geriatrics, which is very high and very unreasonable. Nursing homes are not very well developed here at all. They vary among location and are mainly in rural areas and things like that. Home health care is available to those who can afford it. And there's also no hospice. They believe in a traditional family setting where they make them as comfortable as possible, which is like hospice, minus the use of prescription drugs and things like that. They just have their family members take care of them. Next, we'll talk about Russia. What we should know. Russia also offers free public health care under the OMI. OMI stands for Obligatory Medical Insurance. This is offered to anyone who is of residency in Russia or anyone who has employment in Russia and has some type of residency permit. The employer pays about 2 to 3% of it in social tax. So it comes out of your salary, and this is what's paid into it. Approximately 30% of the population are covered under this. There are special jobs that offer a different type of coverage. For example, a fireman gets different coverage, a policeman, railroad workers, they all are covered under some form of health insurance under their work. Plans to increase the healthcare coverage by $3.2 billion are happening here in the near future. They are just deciding what should be applied to where. There are also very many different clinics that offer a variety of services that are free to the public as long as they are under the OMI. There are flaws in the system as well. There are very long wait times. There are lack of adequate resources. There's also limited space due to the small facilities that they're in. And the poverty rate is very high here. So a lot of people utilize this type of system in order to get the health care they need. Care for the elderly. Poverty plays a role in who can live in facilities or who can have in-home health care, depending upon what you can afford or what your family can afford. Facilities mainly cover those who are disabled and older. It used to be that only those who are disabled could live in a facility, but they have changed it since then, and if you are older and you do need help, they will accept you. It's very hard to get in. Most work well over the normal retirement age due to the poverty rates. Those who can afford private health care will most likely receive facility or home care. And it is tradition, also due to the poverty rates, that families try to keep their elders at home and take care of them themselves and have them live as healthy of a lifestyle as possible in order to avoid such major costs. Russia and Brazil have a lot of similarities when it comes to taking care of their elderly. Their families would rather have them comfortable and at home than sending them to a facility or having strangers come in your home to take care of them. They both offer some form of free healthcare, and they also have the same flaws as well. Though they do have long wait times and they do have inadequate space, they still try to offer something. Though when it comes to the poverty rate, it seems as though Russia is in the decline way more than Brazil. Overall, I think both systems could use some work as far as funding and things like that, and finding ways that may be better to take care of their elders. But they do the best as they can now, and they will hopefully continuously improve into the future. Thank you very much. If anyone is curious as where I got some of my information, I have the resources listed below. Thank you for your time.